Keeping up with the Joneses. We all heard of that term. Just exactly what does it mean? And what does it mean for our lives? Let's go dive into that concept. This is Foundation for Elevation Station. My name is Leon Meredith, and I'm here to fortify a culture with the help of you. It is time that we begin to find ways in which we live our lives that are befitting to be carried on into the next stage of human development. I know these words I put together may be strange to you, but it's ever so clear to me that one day you will take heed. And in case you haven't noticed, I'm born and bred in Cleveland, Ohio, birthplace of the new kingdom. Now let's dive into keeping up with the Joneses. It's a term that we use to say how we try to keep up with the latest fads, the latest trends, and we sacrifice so much at the detriment of our own lives to keep up with looking fly, with being cool. Well, it's time that ends. And here's some information about why do we do it, how, and what's the call to action. Keeping up with the Joneses is like a pressure to keep up with a certain lifestyle that your peers, your family, your neighbors, your coworkers have. You want to get your car in this type of manner. Get the rear wheels all pretty. Throw the big rims on there when they really damage the car. They damage the suspension system. So in essence, we do a negative to our vehicle just to appease the onlookers. We want to keep up with the Joneses. We want to call attention to ourselves. And so we can get justification, accolades for being cool at the expense of us wasting life energy, not to mention finances. A lot of times these images we chase after, they're being rap videos, that is in music all over, not just rap. Because Beyonce set trends to Sweetie and all these young ladies. And mainly you can see I'm directing things to the African American culture. Well, it's the same way with Caucasian cultures. With these bags and jackets and name brand clothing that's probably not worth the squeeze of the juice. A lot of these times we chase the Joneses level. It leaves us in a cash restrained environment within our household. We find ourselves in a perpetual debt situation where we robbing Peter to pay Paul. And so this creates financial instability. And this drives us to doing other things that may bring in money, i.e., the hookup culture, prostitution, because those two different things. The hookup culture, basically the hookup culture is prostitution, but I want to get it straight. Because some people in their mind, they don't believe that this hustle of dating, of serial dating, of hookup culture is not an issue to your children, to the community. And it damages, excuse me for getting off topic. Baby, I'm not off topic. It's about keeping up with the Joneses. And when you try to keep up with the Joneses, and then later in life you want to assume a righteous or formal or traditional marriage, but you have done all these things in your past, See, this is the difference between men and women. When you chase the Joneses and you're dating and date more people to get more bags, to get more stacks, to get more assets and leverage, when you get to a point in life and you want to lock in, you want to get married, well, men are more gravitated towards successful men, measuring a woman's past before she can enjoy the future with him, because it matters. I'm not saying a woman has to be a virgin, although it may be great and fantastic. But we're not saying that. We're saying if you do all you can to maintain the lifestyle of being up with the Joneses and doing the necessary things, it leaves you in a deficit. It's the same way with men. When we sell drugs, we are doing different things, hustle and violent acts to obtain finances. What happens is it makes us less creditable in a solid family-based woman's mind that wants to start a family. She understands that, hey, this man like chasing attention and easy money, and he want to keep up with the Joneses. He not really focused on, the long term, building family, maintaining a household. So I see it works negatively in both ways. So I'm not biased towards women or against them or any of that. I'm about us and building a culture we can respect 100 years from now. And I mean this from Chinese to white, definitely to brown and black, because the way we're doing things is not working. We're living a lifestyle of trying to keep up with the Joneses. We doing this, we're comparing ourselves with each other. And what it does is it creates an atmosphere of envy, of inequity. Like we don't feel adequate enough. Excuse me, that's the word. We're not adequate because we're always measuring ourselves against the Joneses family, when we should live a lifestyle of building with each other. We have lost sight. Or, no, I can't say that. I know people said, excuse me, strike that from the record. I don't say we have lost sight. We have advanced and never substantiated a foundation to which we would conduct ourselves. We're like children with no disrespect, we're like children with a heaping load, a room of toys, even a bunch in the garage. How can we learn to balance ourselves? How could we when it's so many options? It's hard. We have to instill and fortify a culture. Just like in a household, why we got all these snackables. How can we stay on a healthy, functional diet when we have all these quick snackables? It takes a hell of a degree of discipline, but more on discipline later. We find ourselves chasing this type of Joneses lifestyle, and what this does is damage our relationships. But most of us are so caught up in obtaining these items and this image of the Joneses that we don't care about the relationships, because no one is too important to us. We like, man, I don't care about them. You mad? I don't care. I'm trying to get this money. I got to get this money. And this is the mindset we have partaken upon, which really has us in a mental health type of atmosphere. In my opinion, straight up, we do. It's not a laughing matter. Please excuse me, because it is a mental health situation when we hold at the forefront to obtain money, to get things, to stay with the Joneses, and to be perceived in a certain manner. We let's look in the mirror. This thing is getting out of hand. It's time for us to break the cycle. We have to break the cycle and start to be grateful for what we do have. How many pair of sneakers do we really need? I could show y'all, I got on a pair. I'm about to go out for a little exercise. And I got a pair of LeBron James. I think these are Soldiers. He make the greatest shoes. But anyway, these pair feel great, and they about to the rubber come off, but they just feel fantastic. And I got a lot of pair of shoes, maybe 5, 6 tennis shoes, but these ones I'm wearing to the end. They done had it almost. I know I'm a professional person that could take shoes to the end. Like I put in work. I don't even view myself from that illusionary type of position. Well, most of us, we lose sense of budgeting. We have to begin to understand that we can maintain a lot of pairs of shoes, clothes, a much longer time than we do. We want to portray a certain look towards others. When we at a position right now that the world is about to change and it's time to tighten our belt, put our shoes on real tight, and focus on building and substantiating our communities. This is one reason we should leave the Joneses behind. Let the Joneses do their thing. Yeah, them nice shoes right there, man. And the shoes on that vehicle. Look at them. Ooh. Cost you a lot, didn't it? No, you go over there and build. You build. You find other people to build with that wanna let go of keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah, because we out here. One other thing we must do is find those friends that want to build on that level. Take fitness and health into the forefront of your existence. See, when we begin to be healthy, when we begin to eat in a certain manner, have fitness, see, this actually helps us save money, believe it or not. If you don't believe it, come find me, DM me. I got you. I got the method, and I want to work with you, your children. If you don't want to work, let me work with your children. They gonna get it. It's time. The major call to action is sacrifice. How can we leave a lot of these worldly ways behind? Can we sacrifice a lot of this cool stuff? Can we at least, sacrifice it 5-6 days of the week? Live off the shoes we have for a minute, the clothes, because we up. Most of us up. Even the most poorest of us got way more than we need. I could tell you about stuff I got in my closet, from suits and dress shirts and all. Like, I never had as many things as I have in my life right now. I never had as many items, and that's only because my community wants me to have and project a certain image, at least most of the time, and it's really not a thing to me, but I know it influences people. It do. The challenge is to begin to prioritize our well-being. And I mean well-being in the sense of all the way around. Our mental health. How do we do it? We stop measuring ourselves against people. In the videos, we like pictures. We measure ourselves against people, and we want to keep up with the latest fad, trend. Let's back up off that. If we hope to continue to elevate as a human being, we can't allow people to continuously make up different attractive things for us to buy so we never get any foundation under ourselves. Do you feel me? Do you understand me? Discipline to hold firm in what we recognize, to begin to live a certain lifestyle that will help us prosper in building a foundation to not only our culture, but to our community, to our families, to the next lineage of our families. Follow me. Follow me to the last point on this video. Just a call to action. Minimalization. Minimalization is needing less things to survive from and with. Do we really need all them pairs of shoes? Do we continuously buy the highest priced lotions, detergent, TP, and we really can do just fine with other lesser brands? This is between you and your family, a community. Hey, so it's really between me and you and your neighbor and your family. We cannot keep doing this as individuals, living life without any rules or structure, especially in the African American communities. This is why they excommunicated the black man from the household to make structures in households that don't have structure, that don't have principles, that don't have a moral code that's embedded into the way in which the people in that household live their lives on a daily basis. Because if things are predicated by let's feel good, let's look good, ooh, enjoy ourselves, how long is that going to stand up? Like it's going to be a bomb waiting to happen. We going to raise a lot of young men and young women without proper structures to their lives. You know it happened. It's time to change our ways. So let's do this. Let's stop keeping up with the Joneses. Foundation for elevation.